Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Meet us from Group 3, led by my own Vera Oktari and a member Mila Karmila, Yulistio Krisnandi, Depi Febrianti Hidayat, Ferdiansyah Rahmatullah, and Sultan Ahmad Rasya. Well, we're here to present about e-commerce digital market. What is e-commerce? E-commerce in general can be interpreted as buying and selling transactions electronically through internet media. In addition, e-commerce can also be interpreted as a business process using electronic technology that connects companies, consumer and the public in the form of electronic transaction and the exchange or sale of goods, services, and information electronically. The processes contained in e-commerce are as follows. 1. Electronic presentation or website creation for product and service. 2. Direct booking and billing availability. 3. Automatically customer accounts can be scored or both account numbers and credit card numbers. 4. Payments made directly or online and transaction handling. Next will be explained by Depi Febrianti Hidayat.
There are several things that make e-commerce different, including A. Ubiquity, not limited by place, distance, and time. E-commerce allows us to shop anywhere, anytime, because market space no longer means a meeting place for sellers and buyers, but crosses traditional boundaries, even geographical boundaries. The cost to shop will be more efficient. B. Global reach. Global reach enables commercial transactions across cultural and national boundaries with greater convention and more cost-effective finance than in a traditional trading system. As a result, the potential market size for e-commerce merchants is roughly the same as the size of the world online population. C. Universal standard. Universal standards, technical standards for conducting e-commerce is a universal standard because it uses the internet. The advantage 1 for producer, it will reduce market entry costs, the cost that must be incurred by sellers to bring their goods to the market. Point 2, for customer, universal standards reduce the search cost of the effort required to get the goods they want. D. Richness. The content of a message used in marketing is presented in various ways through video, audio, and other message. E. Interactivity. Interactivity allows for two-way communication, interactive interaction between sellers and customers. F. Information density. Information density, the cost to access information, store, and communicate will be reduced but still maintain accuracy. G. Personalization, customization. Point 1. Merchant can provide marketing message to customer according to the desired qualification. Customization makes it easier to change the good or service being sold according to the user preference or behavior that he previously saw. H. Sociotechnology. Sociotechnology, a business model which can link business with social media account. Next, explained by my friend Yulistio.
Okay, now I will explain about the types of e-commerce. One, this is a B2B or business to business. This type of e-commerce is the large because it includes transaction between companies or types of business. One easy example is if your business become a producer of synthetic leather raw material for the business of making bag and shoes. Number two, B2C or business to consumer. Business to consumer is the most of common of type of e-commerce business and is bid now by the public. If B2B market good and service to other companies, then B2C is a transaction process carried out between producer of good or service directly to final consumer. Business to consumer are like retail store that have retail product for the sale and warehouse for stock items. Number three, C2C. C2C is transaction of good or service carried out from consumer to consumer. C2C is divided into two models, namely marketplace and classified. In the marketplace model, consumer as provider of good and service need a platform as a place for transaction. Example of now C2C platform in Indonesia are Tokopedia, Bukalapak, and Shopee. Number four, C2B, consumer to business. This is the complete opposite of the type of B2C described earlier. In this type, individual offer product or service to companies that need and ready to buy them. An easy example is content writer who offer their ability to write the company in it. Next will be explained by Mila Carmila.
Okay, there are several benefits of e-commerce. Number one, internet graphics capabilities are able to show the product as it is or natural and can create color, browse, and distribute without postage. Number two, it's safer to open an online talk than to open a regular talk. Number three, running. In the internet virtual world does not know holiday and big day or all transaction can be done anytime and anywhere. Number four, without territorial and time boundaries to providing a with and unlimited marketing reach by time. Number 5. New revenue stream that might vehicle or cannot be obtained through conventional means. Number 6. Increase market exposure or market share with the odds of e-commerce allow to increase the market share that original had market share in the country only with the extension of number 7. Lowering everything cost. Next, Ferdian.
Okay, I will explain about positive impact of e-commerce. The first one is no geographical limitation. When it comes to traditional commerce, you can only do business where you have set up your physical store. This is not the case with e-commerce website. For them, the whole world is their playground if planned strategically. People from one corner of the world can easily order a specific product from another corner of the world with a few clicks. Second is easy way to gain customer by search engine visibility. Traditional retail shops depends mostly on branding and realization to drive more customer to their shop. But on the other hand, e-commerce drive most of its traffic from search engines. Over 30% of e-commerce traffic comes from organic search on search engines. This is just the traffic from organic search, and then we have advertisement. Social media traffic, which is the tipping point for many e-commerce business. By using a standalone solution like Tokopedia or Shopee for your e-commerce store, you can easily gather insight into the traffic coming from different social media platforms. The third is lower cost of investment. One of the best reasons to open a e-commerce website is because it requires a low investment as compared to setting up a physical retail store. To cut down the price for your e-commerce website, you can make us of the best marketing strategy involving organic search, pay-per-click, or social media traffic. Also, the manpower and property required to get the business up and running is much less as compared to a physical store. And the last one is save travel time and cost. The main reason for people shifting from traditional commerce to e-commerce is because it saves travel time and cost. For a physical retail shop, the customer has to visit the outlet to purchase the item, where for e-commerce website or apps, he can just do in few clicks sitting on the couch. With the advantage of mobile commerce, it has even more saved the time of the customer by allowing them to purchase the product on the go. Next will be explained by Sultan.
Okay, I will explain about negative impact of e-commerce. Number 1 is privacy. It's easy to collect a lot of personal information from a consumer using an e-commerce website. Sometimes too easy. Since all online transactions are recorded, it's relatively easy to create an online profile of the buyer and use that to send target advertisement. However, many will agree that this is an intrusion on the consumer right to privacy, and it's something that is heavily regulated on many countries. This means small business aiming to establish an online presence using e-commerce need to be aware of the legislation that applies, as mistakes can be costly both in terms of fines and customer trust. Number 2, security. Another negative effect of e-commerce is its effect on consumer security. Online transactions are inherently more insecure than those conducted in person because there's no way to guarantee that the person making the payment is the actual owner of the credit card used. At the same time, when the customer input the payment information, there is a third party intercepting it if the website doesn't comply with the adequate security measures, giving rise to credit card fraud and identity theft. Merchants need to be aware of the risk electronic transaction carry and work towards securing the system to the highest standards. And the last one is return and complaints. Selling online means usually a higher return rate on products than when the purchase was conducted in person. This is due partly to the fact that customers haven't seen the goods in person prior to purchase, but also to the fact that many online shoppers buy things on impulse, and by the time they receive them at their home, they have changed their mind and make use of favorable return policy. And next, I will explain about examples of e-commerce platform in Indonesia. There are so many e-commerce, but we check some four, including Tokopedia, Lazada, Shopee, and Bukalapak. Thank you. I will give it back to my friend Vera.